ladies and gentlemen, this is John Gray, and I'm with Coach John Olive for the John Olive fifth quarter show of the 2016 season. And we went over to Giles County last night, played Pulaski, and played a hard ball game, Coach.
We did.
Played tough.
You know, we talked about it as a team. Are we going over there to play to win our first ball game of the year, or are we going over there to just finish a season and be done? And I said that our actions, you know, will state, you don't have to verbally say a word, your actions will state which way did we approach the game. And I'm proud of our young men. They went over and they tried to win their first ball game of the year.
Yeah, they played hard. They really did play hard and played a good football team.
I did. Giles County, I'll be surprised if they don't make it at least 2 rounds in the playoffs. I haven't looked at the draws this morning to see, but I knew that they're going to go to one of the Chattanooga schools, which, as long as they're healthy, they'll have a shot at outscoring whoever they're playing. Mm-hmm. Eventually, they'll play somebody really good, and their season will come to an end. Now, you know, Marshall County's the top team in our region.
Right.
Marshall County clobbered Page last night, and they've clobbered Giles County last night. Page and Giles County are the next 2 best teams in our region. So Marshall County is what I consider to be one of those good teams.
Elite teams, yeah.
And until Giles County plays somebody like that, they've got a shot to keep advancing.
Right.
And eventually they'll meet into one of those really good football teams, and when they do, their season will come to an end because they won't be able to outscore them. Their offense will get shut down, and defensively they struggle some on the defensive side of the ball as well.
I couldn't see from where we were. We were sitting down in the end zone last night, but it appeared it's kind of hard for me to get the same perspective of the game from down there than up in the bleachers. But it seemed like they were a pretty clean bunch of kids. It seemed to be a pretty clean game, was it?
For the most part,
yeah.
We got a couple of shots behind the ball, but you know, for the most part, it was
not really mean-spirited like some of them can be.
No,
but that's good, and didn't get anybody hurt real bad.
No, we did. We came through the game. Chase Dixon has an injury that will probably require some medical attention, and
he's a tough kid.
He is a very tough young man. He's a throwback. Okay, right. He actually injured a finger the week we played Shelbyville, so that's early September, on his throwing hand. Our athletic trainer felt like he needed to get it x-rayed. Chase decided he didn't need it x-rayed, and they came up with a very unique taping situation to supply support to that finger. He played the whole season basically, because I think Shelbyville will be 4th ball game with that finger. Well, last week the hand gets damaged a little bit more, and so Heath McCullough does convince him, you need to go get this x-rayed. It's x-rayed, comes back negative, but in x-raying the hand, they realized that the finger had been broke since Shelbyville, and it's healed up now, but that it had what they call a spiral break in it, which would have ended basically his football season. And I'm just telling you, you don't have that happen very often anymore for a kid, young man, and his family to decide we're playing, we're going to finish our senior year, and so I'm proud of Chase. I'm proud of the rest of them. They fought. They're gutty. They stayed with us. You know, it's tough. It's tough to go 2 straight years and not win a game. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work all the way around during the year. So anyway, but Chase Dixon,
hard-nosed kid.
Hard-nosed kid. I mean, and I told him last night, I said, son, if you want to go try to play football at the next level, I'll be glad to try to help you. But I really want you to go have a great baseball season, and if I was you, that's what I would pursue as go play baseball at the next level.
He's a pretty good baseball player.
He's a very good baseball player, and his bones, I think, will last longer. And the reason we're saying all this is, if you don't know, Chase broke his ankle as a sophomore, broke his other ankle as a junior, and now you've already heard all the stuff, and he hurt a knee last night that'll have to be looked at.
Yeah. So, well, it's just like this week, Arian Foster retired from professional football after, 8 years?
8 years.
And, those guys, particularly on a running back, somebody carries the ball a whole lot. It's a brutal sport.
Right.
And, you just get to where you wanted to walk when you're 50.
Right.
And it's time to, go to the house. And
yeah, those guys on that level, they get compensated really well.
Oh, yeah.
So,
they do.
And they can make those judgment calls and stuff. And that's one of the things people try to equate football at all the different levels as if it's NFL, and it's not.
No.
The NFL is a completely different animal. It's the elite of the elite. And we'll take for instance, the concussion thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Everything's out there about professional NFL concussion problems, et cetera, and all the money they're pouring in it, and the doctors, and this, that, and the other. Well, the professional league in Italy has also done studies on it, and they've got the same type scenario happening in men's soccer in their professional league. Why? Because it's the elite of the elite, and so forth. The only study that's been done on high school football players was done on a group from, I want to say, 1946 to 1955. That's when they were in high school playing football, versus their contemporaries that did not play high school athletics. And their brains were actually in better shape than the ones who did not play high school football.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say is it's two different animals completely. High school athletics, to me, is a great training ground for getting you ready for life.
Yes, and to take that just a step further, you take of the people who start out playing Pop Warner and play through high school, all of the millions of them, how many of those kids end up in the NFL? 1%?
Not even that high.
Not even that high. And of all the people who play in the NFL who end up with traumatic brain injury, is probably 1% of the people in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't know what those are.
But all I'm saying is your child playing football in high school, the odds of them, something like that happening to them are like a lottery.
There are some studies going on. The Mayo Clinic's got one going right now. And I'll be retired, maybe in the ground when that study is done. But it's doing the same thing that they did with that grouping from 1946 to 1955. That study was done just 10 years ago. So now they're going back and they're taking 56, 65, 66, 75, et cetera. And because they're trying to, all of us want to
trying to figure it out.
Make sure. You want to be playing, as safe as you can. Are there possibilities in all sports? Sure. And the answer is yes. But you want to, the rules since I started playing football have changed tremendously. When I first started playing and when you played, you could hit people in the back of the legs.
Oh yeah.
In the open field. And they finally started calling clipping.
Right.
All right. Then they took it to where, they just keep modifying the rules. When I was a senior in high school, was the first time that they came in with spearing.
Right.
All right, until that point in time, there was no spearing rule as far as diving into somebody with your helmet and so forth. So the game of football has tried to make adjustments, just like other games have made adjustments, to try to make them as safe for the participants as you can. But there's some things that you know.
But we got to get to this football game. But the last thing on this is, we're worried about football and people wearing all these helmets and pads and all the money spent on that. Go watch a rugby game sometimes, folks. They don't wear anything. They teeth falling out and eyeballs hanging out, and they don't have a concussion problem. They don't even wear a helmet.
Right.
So what are we going to do? I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the first quarter. How about that?
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
What if every tailgate came with 3 months of wins? With an Ascend Auto Loan, you have the option of delaying your first payment for 90 days. That's a whole season on us. What if a loan application were as laid back as a Sunday drive? At Ascend, we make the auto loan process easy so you can apply for your loan and be on your way. Come to an Ascend Financial Center near you and see what's possible.
Since 1917, Builder Supply has been the place to go for all your building materials. It's where the contractors have shopped for years. Builder Supply stocks quality Benjamin Moore paint, Tamco shingles, case knives, DeWalt, Stanley, and Makita tools, Peachtree's Southern Rose and Sun windows, Trader's grills, Quickset locks, General Shale brick, Yellow wood, and Pass Load nail guns and nails. Experienced salespeople are there to help you find the right products for your job. So when you're ready to build, whether large or small, think Builder Supply. 301 South Atlantic Street in Tullahoma.
We finally won a coin toss last night. I think that's either the second one or third one of the year we finally win. Our captains last night, number 46, Austin Mullins, number 59, Garrett Lucas, number 32, Jason Spry, and the Eli Award winner was number 6, Hunter Palmer, a freshman.
And he's made contributions this year. Right?
He has. We played several freshmen last night that made contributions. Try to point them out as we go through. We got several that play on special teams all the time. Jared Seaborn, sophomore, on the return there and running north and south with it. Got good field position at the 36-yard line. Chase Dixon's going to keep the football right here, and he's going to pick up 10 or 11 yards. Good cut, and another first down. Good job blocking there by the offensive line. Jacob Skibby over there at right tackle, a senior, did a great job last night. And sometimes I forget to mention those guys up there. We try a little trickery right here, but they're back there. They've got us covered, so we'll come back and go to work with something else here. We don't run John Moore this way, and we just miss the guy. We have two guys that he gets through, and gotta make those blocks if you're going to pick up yards. And come back right here, though, and pitch and catch and pick up good yardage. They knock Race out of bounds. Race Marin there on the reception. And so anyway, we face a 4th and about 5 or 6. No, 4. 4th and 4. And so we decided to go for it. And Chase chooses to throw it to the deep guy instead of either one of the short guys there, and we're not able to put it in there. So they're going to take over with good field position themselves at the 44-yard line. And their quarterback, another tough young man.
Yes,
I was talking to their coach because I told Coach O'Connor I was so impressed with how his quarterback had improved that I saw him early in the year in person. I went over and scouted him against Shelbyville, and he said that that his quarterback for the first 4 weeks of the season couldn't practice, that his foot was in a walking boot, and that the only time he came out of the walking boot was on Friday night to play. And I said, well, that would explain that he's playing tremendously better.
A little bit better.
Yeah, I was really impressed with him. He is a difference maker. And they take a shot at us deep here and not able to complete it. Matthew Meadows on the coverage. And getting a little heat on him. Matthew Meadows on the tackle, you know.
Good throw.
It was. I mean, it was a shot. And you know, we know this is a game of inches. There are 3 times in this ball game that we got defenders right there that if they've just got 6 more inches,
right,
they knock the ball down.
Speed.
And so anyway, they get us on a power play right there where the guard's folding around to get the linebacker and the fullback's kicking the end out, and they score twice on that play last night. So anyway, they're going to go ahead of us here 7-0 about 4 minutes into the game, almost 5 minutes into the game. But our young men will respond. And I believe this is Austin Mullins, and he's heading north and south, and you like to see that. There's no
Always.
staggering around or anything.
Always he is.
He takes that little body and goes. We're going to come back here, and Chase hits Dakota Perrell. And I should have mentioned Dakota was one of the ones that did get hurt last night. He ended up having to be taken out of the ball game as a precautionary, as we were worried about a lick that he took. Chase tries to pull it down and just get back to the line of scrimmage. Actually picked up a yard. So we face a 3rd and 6, big 3rd and 6, and he keeps the ball, does a great job, and you know.
He finds the seam as well as anybody.
He does, and just really, really proud of him and the offense last night. We didn't get a tremendous number of yards, but we moved the ball probably about as well as we can against, not a great defense, but not a terrible defense either.
No.
When I said that they'll have to outscore people, it's because their offense is really, really good. And we try a little lateral back here to Ahmad Taylor. as we called the play tailor-made.
Tailor-made.
And, you know, number one, he's got really, really good hands. But number two, he's improved as much as anyone. His effort has been great this year, and we just felt like we had a chance to make a play, and I also wanted to reward him for the year that he had had.
Is he tight end material for somebody, or is he quick enough?
That would be the question, whether he's quick enough for him to, you know, and you're talking levels here.
Right.
Okay. A Division III level, yes, I think he is. Okay, and he's a very bright young man, very good student, and so I'm hoping. Chase Dixon's on a faller skibby. Jacob Skibby makes that last block. Jake and Chase Dixon into the end zone.
I like that name, Skibby.
Yeah.
That's not a real common name that you hear.
It is not, and he just moved our community this year, this summer, and he's got a younger brother that's in the program as well, and
tackle boys.
I think that was Dakota Perrell and Sam Brock on the tackle. And here, I wish you could, now if you watch this in a replay any other time, you're going to see that quarterback thinks he has that receiver, nobody on him. Because we had some confusion on who was in the ball game.
Right.
And Nick runs off the sideline and gets out there about the time they snap the ball, and he picks it off. Nick Barstad, great job.
Beautiful from the end zone.
Yeah.
It was absolutely gorgeous.
Great, and he almost gets 2 or 3 others, and then a great run right here. That's the way you make people miss, and you know, schematically,
we're ahead.
It's a good play, but it scores because of an athlete.
Oh yeah.
And so we are ahead as Matt Marcel puts it through, and we're up 14-7. And they get a great return out past the 50-yard line before Jeremy Dameron is able to make the stop. And they go for the big shot. Not able to complete it. And they run a counter here. Hard downhill runner. 3rd and about 7 though. 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. Need to win. I think they take a timeout here. Or we took a timeout. That's what it was. We couldn't get our personnel on the field. We're trying to match them personnel for personnel, and good hustle there by number 20, Jeremy Dameron, Race Marin on the tackle. Quarterback's on keep it here. Good tackle by Matthew Meadows. Saves it from being a big play. Here comes the trap, except the quarterback kept it because Jeremy Dameron was running the dive down from behind, and he's reading him. And they're running a counter trap, and they're reading. And because we chased down the line, which is what Jeremy should have been doing, the quarterback did pull it. And we had Caleb Stroop there to take him. The problem was the quarterback's about 6'4" and about 215 pounds, and Caleb Stroop's about 5'7" or 5'8" and about 145 pounds. And so even though we hit him, he drags us for
far as he wants to.
Well, for 4 or 5 yards there. Instead of it being hit at the line of scrimmage for no gain. And it's not like one of those where Caleb can come running in. He was already up there. He's standing and waiting, and now he's got to do the tackling.
Without impact.
Without any impact.
Well, there's impact, but it's coming from the other
That's
direction.
correct. So.
All right, but we're ahead right now, folks, 14-7. And that's something that we hadn't been able to say much this year.
That is correct. And we know that our young men have shown up to win their first ball game.
That's great. We'll be back with second quarter after this commercial break. Welcome to Merle Norman, located inside the downtown avenues at 115 Northwest Atlantic Street, Tullahoma. Merle Norman Cosmetics, since 1931, are researched, developed, manufactured, and packaged in the USA, using the highest quality ingredients and unmatched customer service to help women look and feel better about themselves. Also in the avenues is Christie's Gifts, featuring clothing, jewelry, scarves, and many specialty items for women and children. Looking for that special gift? Christie's has it. Want to feel good in your skin? Visit Merle Norman. Want to feel good about what's on your skin? Visit Christie's Gifts, both inside the downtown avenues, 115 Northwest Atlantic Street, Tullahoma.
Unlike all the rest, Southern Community Bank will provide you with a different banking experience because you are our first priority. Our services are intuitive. Our team is friendly. Our approach is refreshing. Our support to the community is unwavering. And our service is clearly unique. We offer accounts that make banking simple and hassle-free with all the conveniences you want and need most. Call Southern Community Bank and experience the bank that is unlike all the rest.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do,
Everyday Miracles, Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
It's not Invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
Giles County with the football, and they run a bootleg right here. I mean, that's the inches.
Yeah.
I watch it in slow motion, still shot. And, Matthew gets his fingers on the ball. It's just another 4 inches, and it's an INT for us because he would have pulled it away from him.
He got mossed.
And so anyway, and that's only happened to us 2 other times in this ball game where we're there. And we just, if we could just accelerate, just a split, and I'm talking inches.
Right.
It's a complete different game. And then we get an onside kick, and I want to say Dakota Perrell's up on that front line. He didn't panic. He went and did what he was supposed to do, and the rest of us are panicking. And then we got a young sophomore, Sam Brock, trying to recover it there, and he's getting killed while he's trying to recover it. And those are the little things that you just, as a coaching staff, we got to do a better job of getting our kids.
That was a good job right there.
That's a great job by Matt. So anyway.
Battle of the twos.
They come back and trap us there, pick up significant yardage. Got them in a long yardage situation right here, though. We need to win it. And quarterback buys time, then we get a terrible call here. Absolutely awful. And I don't criticize. I hope I don't criticize a lot, but they let the coaches on the sideline talk them into that. I thought when they first did it, that they were going to get the guy for blocking our 71 in the back,
right,
which knocked him
into the other guy,
into the quarterback over on the sideline. That's a 3rd down 9 situation, and the quarterback's running for the sticks. He didn't do that right there. You know, he's running for the sticks. Our kid is coming in to hit him, and they call us for hitting him out of bounds. And the only guy that hit him out of bounds was 71, Ahmad Taylor, who's been hit in the back and knocked over him. Yeah. You know, and it just infuriated me that I felt like that official allowed the coaches to talk him into throwing the flag. It really bothered me. I'll just be quiet on that.
They'll forget it by next year,
I got after 2 members of this crew as hard as I've gotten after an officiating crew in a while. And you don't see it. You don't ask me some things here later on in this that I cannot explain. All I can do is.
How come there wasn't?
They did. They called horse collar right there.
Okay.
The gentleman on our sideline, he's not one of the 2 that I wore out. I mean, he may hear a lot of it, but he was not the one that I was going after. We tried to take a shot at him there, trying to hit Matthew Meadows, and can't quite do it. And Chase trying to run the ball there, and he almost comes out the back door. So we're going to line up and punt it. Race Marin deep. Jeremy Dameron doing the deep snapping, and just to see how Jeremy Dameron's done a great job at deep snapping this year. And
he's done a great job at just about everything he's done.
Yeah, I mean, he's a 165-pound young man and gets after it, and he's coachable. He does exactly what you coach him to do. Good job there by Race. That's a great job. That's the way to come get him. They gained 2 yards on the play.
Now, Race is a
sophomore. They're going to run the sweep here, and we just don't get the edge set, and so they pick up big yardage here for Race, and Ahmad runs him out. But they had 5 men in the backfield, so it gets brought back for an illegal formation. And he's there. Yeah, he's there. He is. Nick's one of the more intelligent football guys that we have, and I'm talking about football IQ. He recognizes routes, and if he was just a tad faster, if he could just get a little bit more explosion in this off season, he'll become an outstanding football player.
Well, he's one of those kids, like I've always talked about, just seems to have field management. He knows where he is on the field.
And you can watch him play basketball, and he does the same thing in basketball. You know, he's just got it. He's got that it.
Yeah, you could probably just leave him on the sidelines all the time and let him wait till the play's about to start and hit the cross point going full speed in the other direction.
You know, we can't get lined up. They're using, not a formation we hadn't seen. They got a ton of formations, and we have tried to
tackle,
get more athletic on the field, and so we've gone to a little bit different look sometimes against their personnel, trying to match. And anyway, we couldn't get our guys to line up on one side correctly. Caleb's troop was on the first tackle there a second ago, and then that was Nick Barstead, and then that's your power. The linebacker's being blocked by the pulling guard, okay, and they're not the problem on solving that play. there's another position that was getting whipped really bad that was the problem on the play.
Yeah. That guard to be able to get there?
Well, the guard's he's on get there one way or the other, but and we're doing the same concept to them. The yardage that Chase has been making, we're either pulling a guard or pulling a tackle. And so we're doing the same thing, trying to outnumber them by one.
Sounds like you're playing my kind of football, Coach, and single winging some of this stuff.
Very similar, except you do it instead of all bunched up, you do it making them cover the entire field. And you see the blitzer, they've started trying to blitz and play nothing but man-to-man. Looks like an INT, and then it looks like a reception, and then it looks like it's incomplete. The ball hit the ground. Yeah, when he hit the ground, it went to the ground. Good call. And
well, we couldn't see that it hit the ground, so we were...
I didn't argue it at all. You know, I didn't see the ball hit the ground, but the official was in good position. He had, you know, whether he missed it or not, he was in the position where he's supposed to be. And if I think they're in the position where they're supposed to be,
great job,
and it's a judgment call,
great job,
I'm not going to I'm not going to argue that. And so we just lined up and we hit John Moore again. We hit him on the slant, and then we do what's called a sluggo. Here's Race Marin, and I can't tell you why that's not a touchdown. I can't tell you. I've looked at it from 3 different camera shots, and I can't call. You know the reason you can't? I get upset on that one because the official is out of position, the one that ends up marking it. Yeah, and then I'm so upset about it, I get a delay of game because I'm furious, and I lose my cool, and so I get an F for the situation. And,
you know why you can't say why that's not a touchdown? Because it was a touchdown.
I'm just telling you, I can't. Other than the official that marked it was not in the correct position to mark it. And
now,
the back judge was there, and he wouldn't make a decision.
The other one looked more like a touchdown than the one that they called a touchdown.
Well, when I saw the video of this, because we've got the replay on the sideline, I'm going, I'm surprised that got called a touchdown. So anyway,
we scored.
We score, and we're playing hard, and the head football coach is trying to get his act back together because
tackle, boys. We've had a hard time tackling this year.
Yeah, we have. Some of that's speed. Some of it's athletic ability, and sometimes you got to have want to. You really do.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You just got to want to tackle people. And,
Who was that? We were trying to, Bob Lamoria and I, by the way, I want to thank Bob Lamoria for all his hard work for all of us this year in filming and driving to the games and making it available for us and you to be a better coach and us to have a good football show. Yeah. And we want to thank Bob Lamoria for that. But we were talking last night about the Furmans and those kids that we had, the Lance Bourdonnaise. We just don't have people flying around on the field like we.
Well, we don't have that kind of speed. We just don't have that kind of speed. Great job. Ahmad Taylor stripped the football from the quarterback as he sacked him, and so we were trying to get up underneath the blitzer. We know the blitzer's coming. We just, could not get it done. We go back, run the tailor-made, and we don't get the linebacker block. But look at 54, get the corner down the field there. I mean, he's gotten his man. We just couldn't get somebody else there to get to the linebacker, or I don't think he would have scored from there, but he would have lumbered on down the field a long ways, and it would have been a lot of fun. And there would have been some time, because we had time on the clock. It's just now it's 3rd down and 8 or something like that, and I don't want to punt the ball if we can't get a first down. I don't want, I just don't want it. I don't want to take any more gambles. We didn't make, if we'd gigged them right there, then we had one timeout left, and there'd been 13 or 14 seconds, And even if he'd run off another 8, if we were down around the 30-yard line, then we take that last time out and we'll take the last shot and try to score before halftime there. But didn't. Made 2 yards. It looked like he ran forever, but you got to understand he's got to get behind the quarterback. So he's about 10 yards deep when he gets the ball. So even though he looks like he ran for a long ways, 2 yards is what we got off that play, and we were hoping to get more like 20.
Yeah, well, it's just like Madden used to say, or Gruden says now, they love to see those big boys downfield.
But I was proud. That was Jason Guo that had gotten down. He knew his assignment. His assignment was to find the corner. Right. And if the corner happens to be gone with the receiver, then he looks back to the inside, but his first thing was go find the corner, and he found him and put him outside. Hit him hard enough to put him off his feet and on the ground. If we were handing out an award, that'd be a skull.
Yeah, all right, that's great. Well, of course, 74 was right down there behind him too.
Yeah,
downfield. So that's a great thing to do. Folks, we're playing a hard first half of football, and it's fun to watch, and the kids seem to be excited, and they're playing hard, and we're going to take our halftime break right now. We have a great show from the Tullahoma High School award-winning marching band for you here on our last show of the year, and we'll be back with the second half after that.
Whether it's a home loan, a business loan, a personal loan, a loan for any good reason, Citizens Tri-County Bank is here to help you with the loans you need. With caring, friendly lending pros at convenient offices across Tullahoma, we love our community and we take pride in helping people get the loans they need. Citizens Tri-County Bank, focused on making loans for the individuals and businesses of our community.
As football is a tradition in our community, so is Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. We were here then, we are here now, serving our community for over 45 years. Continue the winning combination, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration for the win. Call 455-8757, the name you can trust.
Are you a shoeinista with no place local to find your style? Well, now you don't have to travel any further than Bren's Boutique, located at the Downtown Avenues, 115 Northwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma. Just inside the front doors on the right, from funky to formal, you can find the fit and style that will make you smile at Bren's. Owner Brenda Kemp offers brands like Michael Kors, Boheme, and Misty purses, Bandolero and Yellow Box shoes, and Joseph Ribkoff clothing. Want that accessory splash that none of your friends will have? Brent's offers a selection of one-of-a-kind handbags and jewelry with just the right bling. So if your shoe selection doesn't stack up, find what you've been looking for. 115 Northwest Atlantic Street, Tullahoma.
Since 1889, Traders Bank has been helping our neighbors realize their dreams. Whether our customers are looking to put a roof over their heads, try their hand at entrepreneurship, or see themselves behind the wheel of a shiny new car, the folks at Traders Bank have always been ready to dive in with them. Because at Traders, we lend you more than just money. We lend you our good name. Traders Bank, you're welcome.
Daddy Billy's Deli Bar and Grill has been open at 119 Northwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma for over 40 years, serving up good times and great food. Owner Nick Smith has made a great investment to remodel the inside, which is now a non-smoking facility, and add a great outdoor patio area with a covered stage, a fire pit, and a second bar where smoking is allowed. The food remains great at Daddy Billy's, from burgers to paninis, salads, wings, with new items being added all the time. Great sides from onion straws, flat fried potatoes, and Tullahoma's only corn salad. Music and sports are important at Daddy Billy's with jam night every Wednesday night, bands and players on the weekends, and big screen TVs all over the place to watch sports. Daddy Billy's is now open Monday through Saturday and closed on Sunday. As a non-smoking venue inside, all ages are welcome to enjoy the food and fun at Daddy Billy's. With a great selection of domestic, imported, and local craft beers, a full liquor and wine selection, and the best food around, there is no reason for you not to be part of the good times at Daddy Billy's, 119 Northwest Atlantic Street, downtown Tullahoma.
Trucks, and more trucks. Keith Barnett here with the Russell Barnett Automotive family, and we have your next truck. From the Ford F-Series, the Ram, Chevrolet, or the GMC, then look no further than the Russell Barnett family. With over 350 new and pre-owned trucks to choose from, now is the time to buy. Stop by one of our 5 locations. That's Russell Barnett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Chevrolet GMC, Ford of Winchester, and Russell Barnett Ford and Kia of Tullahoma, or visit us on the web at russellbarnett.com. Why buy anywhere else?
Are your teeth dull, chipped, stained, or crooked? If so, call the dental practice of Dr. Mike Long. For a wider, brighter, more attractive smile, Dr. Long offers cosmetic dentistry at its best through whitening, bonding, and veneers. Dr. Long also uses laser technology, eliminating anesthesia and drilling. When you are ready to enhance your smile, call Dr. Mike Long, family practice dentistry for 29 years.
If you're looking for fuel, food, or fun, don't forget the Dameron Brothers stores. The Short Stop has fuel, food, and beverages. The Liquor Locker carries all of your favorite brands of wines and spirits. It has party supplies, beverages, and the area's best selection of premium cigars. So for all your party needs, Jeff and Jay say, come on by, and thank you for the support of our businesses.
We open up, kicking off, and Race Marion kicks it deep. They fumble it, but it bounces right to one of the other players. But Austin Mullins,
that one.
I'm just glad we got them down at the 22-yard line. That's a great job by the kickoff team compared to where we have been.
Tackle, not arms.
You know, we're not getting off blocks there, but the big thing was we were so close to having a good play. Instead, they gained 30 yards on it.
Right.
And
we made contact.
We didn't get the edge set, though. And they make 5 yards, and we got 2 unblocked players. Right there on that play right there. Well, you got to be able to make that. You got to. It's one thing when you got somebody blocking you. That's hard to get off and make a tackle. It's not easy. There's a technique to it, but you also got to have strength. You got to have explosion. When you're unblocked there, if it's one unblocked guy, good running backs you try to put them on the island. But if you got 2 unblocked guys, you ought to have a pretty good chance. And then they hit us right here on what's called a sail route. And we bid up. It's a good pass play. We tried it, not in this ball game, but last week against Pearl Cone. And they had a little bit better success than we did. But they've moved the ball right down the field. And they're getting ready to complete an 88-yard or 78-yard drive here. Great job. Ty Cox, fumble. and it goes right between our legs. You know, it was just one of those things that, as you've played the game, oblong ball does some funny things.
How did it do that?
It went right through, you know. Again, I get the advantage of having 3 different cameras, and I'm
a great strip sack.
That was a great job by Ty Cox, and then again, Nick is there. Another 6 inches. He gets his hands on the ball, flicks it away.
Or intercepts it, takes it.
Yeah, he'd have to be more like 2 feet to intercept it probably, but he could have flicked it away with 6 to 8 more inches. And
we're close to blocking that extra point every time.
It just comes down to the old saying, it is a game of inches, and we just miss by a couple of inches. And they kick it back out of bounds, and we'll take the ball at 35.
Every time?
Just about, unless I got some really great returners. Then we get caught for 12 on the field. Had a young man not realize we had taken the running back out and put 5 wide receivers in the ball game. And we're going to hit Race right here, and he does a great job making the first guy miss.
Yeah, sure does.
And he, you know, for a little 5-yard pass play, we sure have made a lot of yardage off that play this year.
Yes, sir, we sure have.
And then here, Chase makes probably his only mistake in this ball game, and that's one of those. He could have thrown it, but it should have been thrown real quick and real early on the slants, and not
off your back.
Not after it's tried to go deep. I'm on my back foot and everything else, and he'll tell you that. But outside of that one play right there, he played outstanding last night.
Ball game.
And
very good ball game. Of course, you know, you need to realize, folks, that most of our kids, a whole lot of our kids are playing both ways, both sides of the ball.
They are. We've got to try to hopefully keep players and get our depth where we can get where we're only playing 1 or 2, 3 really good athletes both ways and have subs for them.
Yeah, and this other team is, you know, they do have good athletes and subs.
Yeah, and I was impressed right there with that pass play. That was a rocket.
Yes,
I thought maybe he knocked a hole through his chest to catch that ball because it
there's
flew
the trap again.
Yeah, get the quick trap on us, and I think it's Matthew Meadows that comes over and saves the touchdown. And they try the same play again, and this time we stuff it.
Ready for it.
Because we didn't create a gap.
That 45 is a chunk.
He is. And then right here, they don't get a touchdown pass, and you really can't see it, but see 52 right there in the picture? Ball was snapped at the 13. He's standing at the 4. Engaged with a linebacker. Now, I don't say anything to him because that's one player. That happens. The next touchdown they get, there's 4 of them, and I go off. I'm after an umpire. John Moore on the return.
He was about 2 or 3 steps away from breaking that.
Hey, he hit the crease, and that's all you can ask is for him to hit the crease. There was no stutter step.
No.
It was, I'm trying. He and Austin Mullins, and even Jared Seaborn on the first one, I thought did a great job. And we fumbled the football there, you know. So they've got a great situation. They try to get behind us, which they do. They run a little stutter route, and they're there, but they're not able to hang on to it. They come back. They run a little quick screen, and you could see we had the blitz coming from that side, so that's a great call against that play. They got the ball at the 13. He's on a run for his life. And now he throws it, and again, you can't see it, but there's all kind of helmets. 52, if you go back and watch it, 60, I can call them off. You watch it from our wide shot, and it's infuriating.
Yeah.
And that's
standing 5 yards.
Yeah, boy. That play was slow developing. It was not, that was a run play. And it may have been an RPO, run pass option, but the pass option would have been at the front of it. By the time he's rolled all the way out and rolled around, and, you know, we've done it before, back earlier, if you remember Nick Barstead, I think against Spring Hill, and we get a big pass play, and what happens? It got called back because we had 2 or 3 linemen downfield because of how long it took. And
they can't play their game and keep their head. Look at here, look at here, look at here.
And we just don't quite have enough speed to outrun them to the end zone and race. I don't think I ever saw that guy coming. Otherwise, he would have stayed closer to the sideline there. Chase hits it up in there for a couple of hard yards. And we're trying to hit Austin Mullins right here, but the guy falls with him, and then Austin comes open, and by that time, Chase had already tried to take the ball to the outside receiver. So now we got 3rd down and about 8. And they're going to call offensive pass interference on Nick Barstead there, which
really,
it could be. I mean, you know, I'm not close enough to see that, and to be honest with you, I don't get a very good video shot of it. And then Chase's leg buckled on him there. So we end up not getting any points after being down there inside the 20-yard line. And Race does a good job of punting the ball to where there's no return. And make the play. We're there. Let's make it. And we finally close on him. And that's what I'm saying. It's just a matter of us getting stronger and quicker. Because if you make the play, instead of him having 3 or 4 yards, he's got 1 yard or no yards. Right. We're that close that just because schematically we should be able to shut that. Those last 2 plays should have been shut down. We were there. And same thing. We were there to make the play on that one in the backfield. And John Smith, he'll be faster. He'll be quicker next year. And he'll also be more sure of himself. And, you know, when you're not sure of yourself, you just don't move as quick.
Well,
you're thinking.
You hesitate that millisecond.
He's a young sophomore, and he's a very coachable young man, so I know that he'll get better.
Look at that.
And that's just a good run. And freshman, Quentin Howard on the tackle. So, Austin Mullins, and I thought that Austin Mullins and Ahmad Taylor shored up and started playing better and better these last couple of weeks. And
well, it's end of the 3rd quarter, and it's 49-21.
49-21. We've had 1 chance to score. We gave them a short field. You know, they've capitalized. We didn't finish our drive. And to be honest with you, we're having trouble slowing them down now. And
I had some stripes out walking the dog. They must have been because they weren't paying attention to the football.
Well, and I don't know if it made any difference. It just, like I said, I did not say a word when it was 1 lineman downfield.
Yeah.
I didn't. Because you see them sometimes you don't.
Right.
When there's 4 of them, you ought to see it. And
that's right.
Anyway, but they may have scored on the next play.
Sure,
I don't know. I just want to do your job, and that's what I told them. I said, you may think this game's over. How about doing your job?
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. I'm going to do my job and take us to commercial break. We'll be right back with the 4th quarter right after these messages.
The Wash Spot on North Jackson Street in Tullahoma is your new state-of-the-art, high-tech express tunnel car wash that gets your car clean quickly and beautifully. We have 4 washes available, from the $6 Express Wash to the $12 Supreme Clean, featuring DuraShield Total Car Protectant. Just pick your wash and let the Express Tunnel Wash leave the dirt behind. And Wash Spot has installed a new high-pressure rinse system that greatly improves your car wash quality. It gives you 40 jet nozzles producing 650 pounds per square inch. Mud, dirt, and burnt poop, beware. After the wash, you can help yourself to one of the free vacuums. WashSpot has added a mini detail service. It includes the Supreme Clean. They vacuum your vehicle, clean all windows inside and out, clean dash and instrument panel, shampoo 2 front floor mats, clean all door jambs, hand towel the entire vehicle, and dress the wheels and tires. The mini detail is now available at the Wash Spot on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for only $30. Come by 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. to get the best wash in town at a great price. We're located at 2180 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma. The Wash Spot, locally owned and operated.
The choices we make today will impact tomorrow. Choosing natural gas today is the responsible energy choice for your home, your family, and our environment. Almost all natural gas we use is produced right here in North America. And with plentiful gas reserves, we can enjoy a safe and reliable energy future. Natural gas. The comfortable and responsible energy choice for today and tomorrow.
Brought to you by Elk River Public Utility District.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Open up the fourth quarter here, Giles County, and they're just knocking us off the ball now. I mean, that's a defensive end 20 yards deep. That shouldn't be, but he's a young sophomore, and he got pounded on. I mean, they popped him. You can see they're knocking us back. That was another sophomore that we put in there. And he didn't get knocked 20 yards down the field, but you saw him get knocked way out there. And, you know, some of that's just a matter of strength and learning technique and so forth. Some of it just wasn't very good playing. But when they made up their mind, they wanted to hammer us.
Hammering is the start.
Yeah, they got after us pretty good.
55-21.
56, really. Which puts us on a running clock. Levi Langham, a sophomore, and made a great move. And, you know, if you're watching this, there's a freshman, Brendan Buckner, that comes flying up, that makes the block, that sets him up the sideline. He's that blur that you see in the picture. So if you watch this on another replay, that's the blur. And
there you go. That
Nick
should have been a flag.
Tries to hit Matt Meadows and pass interference, so we get half a distance to the goal, 9-yard line, 2nd down 1. And we hand the ball off to John Moore, and he throws it to Race. And
there you go. Throw those flags.
Yeah, and that's a dead ball foul. So dead ball fouls you can only take on the PAT. So we decline it because if you move it 1 yard, it just messes up your kicker more than anything else. And if it happens as a live ball foul, it can carry over to the kickoff. But they've got the rules that if it's a dead ball foul, you can only take it on the PAT. So it's a 15-yard penalty administered for 1.5 yards for a dead ball foul.
But isn't that part of that play?
No.
Why?
Once he scored a touchdown, the play is dead. Once he scores a touchdown, play's dead. And so then it becomes a dead ball foul. And I asked the gentleman on our sideline, I said, just out of curiosity, I said, I understand that that's the rule. Can you tell me why that's a rule? And he said, no, I can't tell you. He said, I'm like you, it's just a rule. But it makes no sense to me. And the other rule that I think that needs to be addressed in high school football is offensive holding. You get called for holding 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, you get an 18-yard penalty.
Right.
In high school football. And
it's from the spot of the fight.
From the spot, if, and it's just, it ought to go back to the previous spot and be marked off like it is on all the other levels of football. But on high school football, and I've shared that, with several people, and obviously Kenny Pack, he's not on the nationwide committee, but he does get contacted and stuff, and I ask that be addressed because it just way over penalized. They've changed all these rules. You remember back in the day, you could get a 15-yard penalty, and say on a punt return, you get a clipping call. Mm-hmm. They would set the ball, mark the chain, and then mark off the penalty. So you started out with 1st and 25. Right. And they took that out so that you still get the 15-yard penalty, but it's 1st and 10 from wherever that penalty ends up putting the ball. Great job there. 2 freshmen, Brennan Buckner and Tucker. That's a great job by those guys. Cooper Lawson right there. Number 87 blows that play up. Tuck comes back in and he finishes it off. And good to see those freshmen, and they're playing young kids too, which is the way it ought to be.
Yeah.
You ought to be playing your backups, and both of us are, and trying to get some people some reps here. We take a shot at them, trying to hit Quentin Howard. 2nd and 10. Cameron Halliburton, sophomore running back, runs it up in there. Nick's going to try to throw it out here. Jake Lashinsky, transfer that moved in here. Been a battler, a tough situation. Be a senior, come in on your senior year. Great catch there by Jake. And just been a pleasure to have work around us. And try to come back and try to hit Cam Halliburton there, and quarterback's on one page, Cam's on the other. We'll come back and try to run the ball here. And got to quit switching the ball back and forth, just putting that outside arm and run. And we can't get lined up. We're trying to get people up on the line of scrimmage. Good job by Nick waiting. Way to run the ball, and that's Jared Seaborn. and pushing it up in there. We come back, try to hit the quick out again there with Jake. And the ball went over on downs, so they take a knee, and that's the ball game, and that's the end of 2016 season for us. Rough season.
28. Yeah, rough season. But, you know, the one thing that we can say is our young men never really gave up the will to fight and try to get better and play tough ball game.
Yeah, you know, like I said, you always worry when you get to this time of the year and you've got no playoffs to play for. We've been rather fortunate over the years that we most time had the playoffs to look forward to. You're having a tough year, but you've also had a tough year the year before, and so we took a beating last week at Pearl-Cohn. You know, got beat worse than we've been beaten by anybody this year. And so you just don't know. You know, we had a decent week of practice, but you still wonder, are we going to mail it in or not? And I didn't feel like our young men mailed it in. I felt like our young men went to try to win their first football game. And it's the first football game for 2 years, so that even makes it even more. I take my hat off to them. I think we've mentioned just about every senior in this program except for 4 of them, and I want to mention them real quick. Leo Garrison's a member of the senior class. He broke his arm in the very first ball game.
Right.
And so Leo did not get to participate as a player anymore. He got pins out maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago from the broken arm. They took some of them out 3 weeks ago, but one of them they'd left in. And so anyway, Leo Garrison's a member of this senior class, and he'll end up running track this spring for Coach Shaw and do a good job. There's also 3 young ladies that are seniors, that are senior managers, that have done an incredible job for us, and I would be remiss if I don't mention them. Christian Royal, I guess we would consider her our head manager, has done a fantastic job. They're down there on Saturdays right now. I open up for them before I come over to here, then I go back over there, and they'll work until sometime mid-afternoon or something like that down there today, and they have done an excellent job at taking care of us. Lexi McGee is a young lady that actually worked for us as a sophomore last year, didn't, and then came back and said that she really missed it. So anyway, and her sidekick is Aaliyah Johnson, and Aaliyah, same way. They both went and got jobs once they turned 16 and had an automobile.
And could work.
Right, but both of them. And they came and saw us last year during the football season, toward the middle of the last football season, so we really miss you guys. And will you let us come back next year? And Coach Oakley, who takes care of all that for me, said absolutely. And those 3 young ladies are seniors, and so want to make sure that we honored them today as well.
Right. And you know, I just think, would you do us a favor and list your coaching staff? And
boy, now you're getting hard.
Oh, come on.
Yes, we'll start on the defensive side. Defensive tackle coach and defensive coordinator Steve Britton, defensive ends, and I can't do without him in the equipment room area. He's the best I've ever seen on the high school level at taking care of equipment, Bert Oakley. And linebackers Coy Sis, secondary Dustin Hazlett. On the offensive side of the ball, Maurice Shaw's at running backs, Mo Torres at offensive line, Cody McMurtry and Jared Olive had the wide receivers, and then Caleb Olive, I don't know if you call him, I mean, I had to get him listed as a coach, but he's more of a consultant. He did a lot of video work for us because all of our video stuff's online now.
Right.
And he did a lot of breakdown of video and would come in on Thursdays and on Friday nights he was my eyes upstairs. But you know, he probably worked I don't know, probably 20 hours a week.
Right.
Helping us. He would watch video, he would find little things that just jumped out at him that sometimes some of us would miss.
Right.
You know, hey, number 5, if you notice this about him, that's when they're doing this. And so anyway, that was our coaching staff. Heath McCullough is our athletic trainer. Ricky Christie works with him, and Ricky Christie is also the guy that makes sure that we don't forget to take stuff with us.
Right.
You know, we had to go to a scrimmage this fall without Ricky as he had commitments at his work, and lo and behold, if we get up there and our headsets won't work because we forgot part of the parts that you got to have to make them work. And so he's invaluable at doing things like that. Randy Wilson drives the truck that pulls the equipment trailer where we're going. And let's not leave out Mike Finn. Mike Finn and Terry Pockers. Thank you very much for, I would be remiss to leave out Terry. Terry, he handles the press box for Coach Mathis, and he helps me with the practice field tremendously. He works up there a lot for us at trying to take care of Tullahoma athletics. Mike Finn will tell you that he is the longest tenured coach at the high school because he doesn't count Coach Mathis anymore because Coach Mathis doesn't coach anything he says. So anyway,
that's true.
So Mike says I'm the longest tenured coach here, and he told me last night 30-something years last night. He told me what it was.
Our buddy, what a great
so anyway.
guy. He's the face and the lifeblood of Tullahoma High School football. We all love Mike to death.
Basketball, baseball.
Baseball.
I mean, pick it out, and then you can take a little league team or in middle school.
Right.
He's there. He puts more hours in than any of us.
But you know, I just wanted you to list those guys because you know those guys. Your coaching staff you couldn't do it without them, and a lot of times we try to get those guys to come over to the show, and they don't necessarily they don't want to do that. They're doing their coaching stuff, and while we're doing this and. To you young men, you young seniors, I just want to say, this it probably won't hit you for a while because I don't know that any of you will play football past where you've just been. But one day you'll look back and you'll realize what a great honor it was to be part of one of the greatest team sports there is. And you'll draw on it for the rest of your life, and you'll draw on the stuff that Coach Olive and your other coaches have taught you how to fight and how to get up when you've been knocked down, how to search for success, and how to be a friend and a comrade in a workplace or a battlefield. You know what that's like, and you'll forever draw on the great time that you had as a Tullahoma football player because this is a pretty good place to play ball right here.
It is.
Win, lose, or draw. You've got a great coaching staff. You have great fans, and you have wonderful facilities to play on with your buds that you've grown up with your whole life. So, I hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed you. And for you fans out there, we'll see you next year on the John Olive Fifth Quarter Show. And we have great things ahead with this bunch of Tullahoma High School football players. As our freshman class had a great year on the football field this year. And we've got some sophomores coming back and freshmen coming back with game time memories and twitches and know what to do. And so
we'll still be a little young next year, but that youth will be juniors and sophomores.
Yeah, that's
instead of sophomores and freshmen.
So thank you, folks, for your support out there. For Coach John Olive and myself, John Gray, we'll see you next time.